Good morning, everyone. Welcome to this week's episode of LicataLive. We were having some technical difficulties, so hopefully you stuck with us and while we figured that out. We were sideways again. I'm just checking to make sure that we are now. Yes, we're good. We're good, Dan.
We are good for now. Yeah. Hey. So this would be the ongoing battle. I'm Dan Seiler. This is Maurer. And you've just witnessed the ongoing battle between an iPhone and a Samsung phone, I think. And the iPhone apparently lost this battle because we couldn't figure out how to stabilize the phone. So here we are, another week of LicataLive, and the market is certainly showing us some indications of a shift, Mary.
Yep, that's right. And it's, I mean, we just, today, our Licata group team, we just had our mid-year planning meeting, and it's hard to believe we're actually halfway through the year.
Yep, halfway up to the nose, right?
Yeah, just about the end of this week. It's been a crazy year as far as the market goes, so we're going to talk about that a little bit. Dan has some market statistics from the Fredericksburg Area Association of Realtors. I think they're through the month of May.
Through the month of May.
Yep.
So what the Fredericksburg Association of Realtors report is showing us through the month of May, the number of days that a home would typically stay on the market actually went from 16 days down to 11. Now this is interesting, and we're going to delve into this in just a little bit, but that would indicate a very strong seller's market as we've seen for the past several months. And when I say several months, at least the last 14 months, that has continued. Inventory levels, according to this report, which go through the end of May, did not change. They're at 0.77 months. Now, the average amount of inventory in the market should be around 5 to 6 months, and we are nowhere near that. So we've seen a pattern within our own customers and the market of clients basically saying, hey, I don't have to get my home ready to sell because it's going to fly off the market. And you know, to a certain degree, they were right. The operable word was "we're right." And we'll talk about that in just a second. So in general, we're seeing the statistics of May bear out kind of the same trends that showed in April and March. A lot more buyers than sellers. A lot of demand in the marketplace, a lot of pent-up demand. Interest rates are creeping up slowly, but aren't expected to get very high in comparison to many years ago. We think they're going to creep up maybe to the high 3% and maybe creep over to 4%. Maybe that's what statistically we're seeing, but anecdotally, not quite yet, but we're hearing whispers of that with inflation in the marketplace. So Mayor, why don't you tell us about what's going on at Lake of the Woods and the surrounding community where we're at now?
Yeah, well, the statistics that Dan has, like he said, are from May, and we don't get the new end of the month stats until mid-month of the following month. So right now, we're still working off May numbers. By about July 10th, we'll have June numbers, but just surely based on what we're seeing in the marketplace over the past few weeks, we really have seen a slowdown, and it's still, you know, it's been such a strong seller's market for so long now. You know, we're still seeing homes selling quickly. The prices aren't going down. It's just starting to balance out a little bit. And I think there's a lot of things that are driving that. It's summer. People are going on vacation. People are finally able to get outdoors and enjoy things after, being locked in for so long with COVID. I think it's just a little bit different in that sense because people have, other plans and other things to do than search for homes, especially since if they've been searching for a while, they might be burnt out on the home search if they don't have to move right away, just because, we've had so many people, and I know we've talked about this on previous episodes, but, you're not getting, in most cases, you're not getting the first house that you make an offer for. Sometimes you're making 4, 5, 10 offers before you get the right house, just because it's so very competitive. Just today or the way that we search for homes is in the MLS, and I keep a running search for Lake of the Woods, of course, and it shows like 25 listings per page.
Yeah.
Right. So for the first time in I don't know how long, I actually had to click through to the second page because there were more than 25 listings active and coming soon. I include coming soon because I like to see what's coming up for buyers. But today in Lake of the Woods, we have 22 active listings and several more that are in coming soon status, planning on coming on the market within the next few weeks. So the 22 active listings right now, they range in price from $270 up to $699.9. So there's a couple of, it's still a great time to sell. Things are still selling, just not quite as quickly. So you really just have to reevaluate your strategy as far as pricing, whereas a couple of months ago we were telling people, and what we were seeing was that basically every good listing was getting multiple offers and, the first weekend on the market.
Right.
Sometimes we were seeing, crazy situations where there were 20 and 30 offers on the same property. Now maybe you'll get, 3 offers, but it might take a week, so it's really just so important that when you're buying or selling a house that you just keep tabs on the market. And we watch the market daily so we can get a feel for what's happening and what's going to happen in the next couple of weeks. We certainly don't wait for those reports to come in every month to to know what's going on.
Right,
so
right.
It's really something you have to watch every day. If we're going on a listing appointment, we talk to someone and we give them a price range. That's the price for today. What we normally do is give kind of a range and then talk about the different strategies, and then we don't decide exactly how to price it until right before it goes on the market. So just because it is constantly changing. There's a few, it's very neighborhood specific and area specific, right, as far as how quickly things are moving. And then another thing, for example, here in Lake of the Woods, there are very few waterfront listings. Right now, I think there are 2 waterfronts on the market.
At most.
Yeah. One might have been. Nope, there's 2. One on the main lake and one on the small lake. Since those are in such high demand, you're still seeing those move pretty quickly, right, and still seeing the last few that have gone under contract have gone well above the asking price just because of the competition. You're also still seeing quite a bit of competition in the lower price range because there's such a lack of affordable
housing. For new buyers.
Sure.
So what Mary is telling us in this report is, one, I love the anecdotal part of this, is we just see physically online the number of listings. And she brought it up the other day and I said, yeah, I noticed the very same thing. It's the first time in, I would say, maybe a year that I had to go to the second page. The other thing that Mary brought up is each neighborhood is very specific, even within in a similar community or the same community. The waterfront listings, very high demand, multiple offers. It's Katie bar the door when it comes to offers. There's going to be at least 5 or 6. Now what we're seeing is the homes that are out of this community in Fredericksburg, Stafford, Spotsylvania, that aren't waterfront property or aren't lakefront property, they're trending, if you will, back to normal. And when I say back to normal, normal obviously changes all the time, but they're moving back to pandemic times versus pre-pandemic times, which means you might get 2 or 3 offers on a property, and that would be versus 2 months ago when you would have, multiples of 5, 6, 8, 9, 10. It just depended upon the type and quality of property. We had the experience recently in a listing appointment where a client of mine said, I want to list my home and catch the seller's wave. And I said, fine. And the response was, well, I don't want to fix up my house. I don't have to because someone's going to buy it. And to a degree, because it's a seller's market, right, Mary?
Right.
They may not have to fix up the house. But here's the thing. In order to get top market dollar, which all of us wants when we sell our house, there are some things that you could or should do to prepare your house, right?
Sure, yeah, and in any market, the houses that, that are in the best condition, that show better than other houses, they're always going to get offers first. It looks like we have a couple of questions here, so let me just take a minute to respond to those. We have a comment from Nash from Lakeside Title. Can I bring you a nicer mug for your next video? Sure, Nash, you can bring me a mug anytime. We love you too. Shout out to Lakeside Title. They do a great job. They're right here in Locust Grove. We use them all the time. We just have a couple of different vendors that we use for different areas, and we love you both. And
you could tell by the way this video started, we needed to caffeinate more than we had been. So Mary just grabbed the first mug she could get after the coffee perked. And quite frankly, I don't blame her. I'm ready for another cup myself.
Yeah. Well, thank you. But thanks for watching, Nash. And I'll make sure to alternate mugs in our Licata lives to make sure we represent all of our awesome vendors that we love. I can't see. I don't know, Dan, am I doing something wrong here? I can't see any other.
No, I can't see any other live chats myself.
Okay.
So back to where we were, because we don't seem to be able to pull up any more dialogue, but we welcome your comments, so feel free to chime in anytime. So what we're seeing is we're starting to see more neighborhood-specific types of pricing strategies. And this is what Mary, myself, and the other advisors at LicataLive are looking to assist you with in terms of understanding how to get the most for your property, when's the optimal time to list, and the ranges that you might want to consider when you're listing a home. Another item that Mary and I had talked about, and I've been kind of keeping an eye on it. Many of you know I'm a native of Oregon. If you're from Oregon, you're always watching wood and lumber activity. It's what we do because it's where we're from. And one of the things that I've noticed in the last month is the futures price of lumber is crashing. It is absolutely cratering. Now, we're all going to Home Depot and we're going to Lowe's and we're paying more for a 2x4 than we ever have been. And our builders are doing the same, and they are just absolutely beside themselves at trying to maintain some kind of control of cost to build. And of course, we would be doing the same. So what I'm expecting to see in the very near future is I'm expecting to see wood and lumber prices start to decrease in terms of price. I mean, we're literally seeing it now. However, when you see the futures, you have to realize that the cash lumber prices are going to start following the futures prices. So that'll be a real interesting phenomenon because builders are coming back to us and our clients and asking for greater funds for the build of the homes because the cost of lumber is going up. So many of us have cited lumber trucks going down the road thinking, hey, that's a gold mine on an 18-wheel flatbed heading down the road, and we laugh about it, but it's, 2 months ago, it really wasn't funny. I think we laughed to keep from crying because of the cost of plywood that builders are paying. Now those prices are starting to stabilize. Mm-hmm. The other item that I've noticed in our builds is you may be going by a new build, Mary, and you'll see that the house is up, the roof is on, maybe the windows are in, but there's no siding. And the reason for that is that's a commodity that's typically manufactured overseas in bulk and imported into the US. Well, the container ships are coming into the US. They can't get offloaded fast enough. And those types of commodities, and sometimes windows and doors as well, made overseas, they're stuck on container ships and they're not getting out of port to wholesalers and then off to retailers like Home Depot or Lowe's or True Value or those other institutions. So that's playing havoc in that folks are now being able to get lumber, they're building the house, and they can't finish the house. And what does that mean if you can't finish the house? We have a delay in settlement.
Sure. Yep.
Which it aggravates everybody. The builder's got money, he's outlaid, he wants to go to settlement. The buyers want to go to settlement, the investors want to settle, and they can't. So it's a frustration that I think we're going to have to live with for a few more months. I think things are going to straighten themselves out a bit. So,
all right. So that's kind of our market update and what we're seeing.
Hold on a second. We didn't tell the people about what we're doing.
Oh yeah, so we have an exciting new project that we're doing between the agents at the Licata group here.
We're doing a flip.
We are doing a flip. We have bought a flip house. It's under contract now. We started the work on Saturday. So we are, we're not going to share the before until we have
before we have air conditioning.
Yeah, we don't want to. You can't unsee things sometimes, so we'd rather get a little bit more progress before we start sharing our updates. But we're certainly, taking pictures and videos and everything, so we can do some great before and afters afterwards. So we're really excited about it. We're gonna learn a lot, I think, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. So
yeah,
the whole team is in on it.
Yeah, when you think of hot and nasty, we've been there at hot and nasty. I myself was a recipient of a tetanus shot this weekend as from a loose nail. I think, I'm not even sure.
Hopefully we won't have any more injuries on the job. But
I've been told by my wife, who I conned into helping us pull up nails and staples, that there had better not be any more injuries on the job.
Yeah.
But we're excited. We as a group have been trying to do a flip, for the last at least year. We're like any other real estate investor. We saw several opportunities that we thought we were going to be able to do this on, and they just never came to fruition for whatever reason. And this one just had all of the elements in terms of timing, a seller who was cooperative and letting us get into the house and start working before settlement, which is highly unusual, but he's a very loyal customer and someone we work with very closely.
Right.
So we're living our own belief system. We talk about building wealth through real estate on a personal level, and now we're kind of taking that to the next step and doing it on a professional level.
Yeah. So we'll keep you kind of posted on that project and how it's going, and once we have some before and afters to share, we'll certainly do that.
Oh yes.
Right now we're kind of in the manual labor. I don't want to say demo because we're not really.
It's demo.
Getting out the carpet.
We're in the, I can't believe we don't have air conditioning in this house phase. So there's nothing like working in a 90-degree house with the windows open and realizing that the windows don't provide anything
2 masks.
other than giving us air that we need to breathe. And no little thing on this house.
There's nothing glamorous about it. I mean, you watch the TV shows and it's,
Oh yeah, and the bickering you see on the TV show,
well, that part's real,
that part's very real. If you don't believe me,
we have 9 people in on it. I'm sure there's going to be some of that. So we'll be putting some updates on that on our YouTube videos.
Yeah, definitely,
so
and
definitely
pictures.
Check that out.
Yeah. So we'll keep you posted. If you don't like us on the Licata Group Facebook page, hey, now's the time to log in and see the silliness we're about to create at this house, amongst other things. Hey,
So
what else we got going on?
So we have a giveaway.
Sure do.
We're not going to do the drawing right now, but what we have here is 2 tickets to the Fredericksburg Nats versus the Salem Red Sox for Sunday, July 4th at 4:05, and they're going to do a huge fireworks show after the game, so that should be a good time if you don't have plans for 4th of July, or if you do, you know, try to win them and give them to someone because they're good tickets.
Right.
We'll
have more details on that later, right?
Yeah, well, here's how you can win them. So what we need you to do is go ahead and, if you haven't already liked our page, like our page, and tag a friend in the comments for this live video. So tag a friend in the comments until 7 p.m. tonight, and we are going to select a winner tomorrow morning and notify the winner tomorrow.
Yeah, if you haven't been to the Fred Nats game, you gotta go. I mean,
yeah, I haven't been, Dan. I've heard it's a good time. You've been a few times now, haven't you?
It's a hoot. In fact, I'm going tomorrow night, Mary.
Awesome.
It's a great venue. Everybody's friendly at the stadium. All of the employees there are very helpful. It's a very comfortable place. I will say this: it's summer. It's the Washington, D.C. area. You gotta dress coolly, you know, dress for comfort. The staff will direct you to the concession stand so you can buy some cool beverages.
Stay hydrated for sure.
Stay hydrated for sure. And the games are a hoot. The stadium is so small, everybody's right up against the field, so you really get a feel for the Fred Nats. If you like baseball, I do. I'm kind of a kooky guy that way. It's a single A minor league team that feeds into higher levels that eventually feed into the Washington Nationals. So it's good fun. You should go anyway and support the team because we need to support them. That's why they moved here from Prince William County, and have a good time. The fireworks sound great. I mean, I understand that they're fabulous. The stadium's located next to the Exposition Center off Fall Hill Avenue in that general direction, but you can just go online to Fred Nats to get directions and information.
Yeah. So I'm trying to, I feel like we have another comment, but I can't seem to, cannot seem to get to it. Dan, do you know what I'm doing wrong here?
No, I have no idea.
Awesome.
It looks like we're experiencing another technical difficulty.
As usual.
Which is our one. Well, there we go.
But I can't see the other ones, so I don't know if that's okay. Anyway, if you ever have any questions that we're not answering, or if you have a topic you'd like us to cover in our next LicataLive, or anything that you want to know about what's going on in the area or the real estate market, or questions related to any of that kind of thing, feel free to just send us a message or call us, or whatever, however you want to get it to us, but we're happy to take suggestions and answer questions. I think that's it.
I think that's it.
Yeah. Well, everyone I hope you're enjoying your summer so far, and I hope everyone has a great Independence Day weekend.
And we're open. I'm on call this weekend. If you need anything, just give us a shout, okay?
Yeah. Our office will be closed on Monday. Observing the holiday, but Dan will be available to help you out with anything that you need.
Great.
All right.
Thanks again for tuning in. We appreciate it.
Bye.